Hello everyone, welcome to Swishy K. Today we are playing Historia, where we are a high schooler, there's an ancient being stalking us, and our goal is to escape. So let's go ahead and let's begin. Start chapter. Oh man, I'm so excited for this. Someone suggested this game. You, Doug, you better not be on that game again. Dad's voice booms through the house. I could swear that I heard the glasses rattle in the kitchen. I bet he's drinking again. Oh. No, I'm studying. No, I'm sorry. No, I'm studying. It's not entirely a lie. At least I'm not playing a game. I hurriedly open up a Wikipedia page before the door swings open. Whoop. Wait, resume. My bad. Then show me. See? Dad's face remains in a sneer. I can tell he's not buying it. You think I was born yesterday? Don't make me check your history. You're saying you don't trust me? How could I? I've known you since you were born. I can feel my blood boiling. I've got too much going on to put up with Dad's shit right now. You've got no clue, do you? I've got more of a clue than you could ever imagine. Now you show me your history. If you've been studying, it should be obvious. Dad reaches over me and tries to open the browser history. I pull the power cord before he can reach the keyboard, and the screen goes dark. Whoops. You little prick, get out of here. Don't worry, I just want to hang around you when you're in one of your moods. What's that supposed to mean? I ignore him, grab my backpack, and push past him, bumping the storage shelf on my way to the door. I knew it wasn't a huge room when I moved in, but it was better than sharing with my sister. I thought I would get some privacy by sleeping in the old storeroom, but my dad knows no boundaries. It's a pain. Where do you think you're going? None of your business. You're damn right it's my business. Get back here. I walk out the back door to the house, waving a farewell to my mother, who is trying to drown out our fight with her headphones. I feel sorry for her, but then again, it's her husband. Don't be late. The door closes before I get the chance to reply. This is the third time this month that Dad has come home and started ranting before even saying hello. I have no idea what his deal is, but it's pissing me off. No point in staying in the house and suffering. I pull my phone out from my bag and make a call. Yo, Doug, what's up? Max's cheerful tone pisses me off. Ever since he was a kid, he had his life together. We've been friends since we both moved here years ago. At the time, there weren't many families in Penrith, so you were friends with whoever was around. Back then, I didn't notice the difference with our families, but now it's painfully obvious. He never said anything about it, but I could tell. His dad drove a BMW, always a new model. My dad has had the same Subaru for as long as I can remember. I have to sleep in a storeroom. Max practically has a whole floor of his house to himself. His dad was some kind of mining consultant. I guess that explained it. I need to blow off some steam. Can I come over? Sure thing. I've got nothing on. I'll download a movie. Grab some Coke on the way. Okay, see you soon. I walk to Max's house, stopping at the convenience store on the way. Coke alone won't be enough. I grab a bag of chips as well. Dude, what took you so long? Never mind. I got a hot rod. It's hilarious. Have you seen it? I shake my head. You'll love it. Come on, let's get this party started. That's one thing about Max. No bullshit. He knows what to do and just goes on with it. No dumb questions, no trying to make things better. Just Coke and a movie. He knows me too well. It's not like you to sneak out. You're usually too straight-laced. Yeah, I know. Life's been pretty crappy recently. I don't want to tell him about Dad's drinking or Mom's ignorance of the fact. I just want to chill out. Things have a way of working themselves out. You'll get over it. Only a couple months until and the exams are over. I guess. Just think. When summer's over, you can be in university far from your parents. And Natalia. And Natalia, don't worry. I'll look after her for you. You touch my sister and I'll kill you myself. Max punches me playfully. I'd like to see you try. Aren't you going to go to some fancy university as well? Probably. Think about taking a gap year though. Dad keeps bugging me about it. But why on earth are we talking about school? Are we watching this movie or not? We're here to get our laughs on. Sounds like a pain. Besides, if I start thinking about how hot your sister is, I won't be able to sleep. Shut up, you wanker. I'm fine. I can see you want her for yourself. I want to make a comeback, but I realize that I've lost this fight. I know Max could never really try and make a move on Natalia. He's only doing it to get at me. Well, wait, what is this? Wait, is this just all our dialogue? I'm studying and show me see. Wait. Whoops. Oops, wait. Someone did tell me that history is not exactly the same as what we go through always. I don't know. I know Max would never really try and make a move on Natalia. He's only doing it to get to me. But then again, that's probably his point. He's expertly taken my mind off my troubles at home. Just put the damn movie on. You're too easy to stir up. It's all that honor crap you got in your head. But don't worry, Uncle Max got the pill to chill your ills. Trust me, it's hilarious. You keep saying that, but I don't see anything on your TV. Alright, don't get your knickers in a twist. Here you go. The movie is hilarious. Within minutes, I've forgotten about my petulant father and his drunken rampages. In the back of my mind, I can see his point. It's my last year of high school. If I screw up now, it can ruin the rest of my life. But that's my mistake to make, not his. Mom seems to get it. She keeps telling me to keep my head on straight and remember what's important. I know that they're both right. I don't want to fight with them, but it's stressful. I try to be good. I don't drink party like some of my friends, even though there's not much else to do around here. A lot of people seem to fall into that trap. They get bored and they start drinking. And because they spend all their money on booze, they can't afford to get out of here. It's a vicious cycle. Max gets it, though. He's a bit of a study freak, but he knows how to wind down as well. That's why I like him. I laugh my backside off through the movie, losing myself in the childish humor. But like all things, it comes to an end. You're right. That's exactly what I needed. I haven't laughed so hard in ages. I know, right? It's so stupid that it becomes genius. You want to stay over? I look at my watch. Nah, I should get home. Things should have calmed down over there. Mom will be worried. No probs. You're always welcome here, you know. Thanks, man. I want to take him up on the offer, but I know that I have to patch things up with Dad. I don't like leaving things to fester. Better deal with them before they get out of hand. I sigh and pick myself out of Max's beanbag. See you at school tomorrow? Sure. Let's come here when you're done and we can look at the math assignments you got. It's due on Friday, you know. Ugh, don't remind me. You'll be fine. Anyways, night. Night. The evening is starting to get a little warmer, but only marginally. Even though the spring days are starting to heat up, the nights still remain winter's chill. Soon the days will start getting longer and you'll be able to go out without a jacket. I'm looking forward to that. I should let Mom know I'm coming home. Oh, crap. I fumble around my bag, but my phone is nowhere to be seen. I must have left it at Max's house. I hope he's still up. As I approached Max's house, I could see the lights dancing through his window. He's still watching TV. Try the door. Thankfully, it's unlocked. I guess his parents are asleep already. There'd be hell to pay if I woke him up. Inside, the sound of water echoes faintly. What? I shouldn't have been worried about making anyone up. They're obviously watching something. What's this? Regardless, habit makes me creep up the stairs just in case. I feel like a thief in the night. The hell was that? A pang of dread spears through my heart. This isn't the sound from a movie. It's real. Light is pouring out of Max's parents' room. The same watery sound. It's too loud to be a shower. It feels like it's moving around the house. Max? Are you okay? My heart pounds against my chest and I find it hard to swallow. My mouth is dry. My call to Max seems to be more like a whimper. The air smells of ozone and the hair on my arm starts to sticking on end. I feel arcs of static electricity shooting from my hand to the stairway, and I yelp in shock. I reach for the banister to steady myself, but the solid wood seems to flex at my touch. It's like it's made of sponge. The steps, too, feel like they could have gave way under my weight, even though I've bounded up them 100 times or more. I try to shake it off. It's too late in the night, and my mind is playing tricks on me. Even my eyes are finding it hard to focus on the world around me. Oh man, it's getting fuzzier and fuzzier. It's as if I'm in some new reality that my body wasn't built to handle. I can feel a presence getting closer, and the sound of water getting closer. It's the noise of a river bursting its banks and charging down a street. I creep up the last stairs into a darkened landing, rounding the corner with caution. Uh, did we click something? Oh, yeah. Oh! Before I realize it, I've seen something indescribable. I'm frozen in fear, my hands clutching the handrail of the stairway. A giant, glowing head arches out from Max's parents' room. Outside of how terrifying this is, it's honestly really gorgeous of a creature. At least, I think it's its head. From the front, it has nothing but teeth, rows and rows of teeth disappearing into an endless blood-red maw. The creature twists and shows me its body. It's like a floating snake, a fluid tube about a foot across, winding its way from Max's parents' room. Its skin is flowing liquid, glowing and brilliant. Colors dance across its surface in constant motion. It's as beautiful as it is terrifying. I can do nothing but look. Not even a breath escapes from my lips. The head bobs and weaves as if it's searching for something before plowing into the hallway wall. Max! My body engages before my brain can catch up, and I charge into Max's room. The snake is already coiling up in Max's room, and I can see him on his bed, frozen in panic. The beast's head is arched up to the ceiling, swaying like a cobra about to strike, fixated on Max. I grab a pin from Max's desk. It's the closest thing that I can find, and I try to stab the glowing, fluid body. The pin in my hand passed through the snake's body, and for a moment, I felt lost in time. The terrible sensation of touching the beast instantly sets up my body afire, and I feel my stomach retch as it heaves up its contents. My projectile vomit phases through the snake's body and all over Max's desk. Don't! Help me! Get out of here! I try to get the snake's body again, but my hands can't find purchase. Nausea washed over my body again, and I make contact with a strange, fluid body. Doge! Doge! At an instant, the serpent pounces. Its endless mouth opens wide before it slams upon Max's helpless body. Oh gosh! Oh! The snake's skin glows even brighter, more blinding than the sun, and I have to shield my eyes. Instinctively, I charged into the beast, arms flailing, trying to save my friend. I felt my whole body crash into the watery form. My brain starts to freeze. My eyes feel like they would bulge out of my head and my skin bristles. I can hear nothing but the darkness of the void. Electricity arcs in my nose, a burning, artificial smell. It's like my body is being warped and stretched in different directions at once. Suddenly, I have phased through the snake's body and reached the other side. The beast is ignoring me completely. It uncoils itself as it continues downward through Max's bed, sloshing and gurgling as it rushes past me. In a moment, I think it's gone and the room is shrouded in darkness. Seems like he did more than just go through the bed. Looks like blood. A lot of it. It takes a moment for my eyes to adjust. Max? My voice is a hoarse whisper. Oh, Max. It creeps towards Max's bed, groping against the darkness. Max? My voice returns slightly. Part of me hopes that Max, like myself, mentally passed through the phantom beast, rattled but unharmed. As the darkness starts to give way, I can finally see Max's room. It's perfectly empty, except for a showroom model that had never been lived in. Max is nowhere to be seen. Max? Max! There's no answer. I force my weakened body to Max's parents' room. Again, there's no one there. From downstairs, the gurgling sound of water creeps back into my perception. Flashing colors light up the stairwell as the beast moves around the ground floor of the house. I drag myself over the ledge of the balustrade and take a deep breath. The rushing water sound grows in volume and the light increases intensely. With a guttural scream, I launch myself down from the stairwell and onto the back of the beast. Screw you! Historia, Chapter 1. So that was the prelude. The pre-section, I believe. Man, that's kind of crazy. So I'm guessing it erased their existence, maybe? We'll see. The morning breaks through my window, rousing me before my alarm. I check my phone, noting that it's only 15 minutes before my alarm was due to sound anyways. To be robbed of those precious last moments of sleep irritates me for some reason, but I know that I'm not going to be able to reclaim them. It doesn't help that I can't put my finger on when I got to sleep last night. I remember tossing and turning in bed, complaining about not sleeping. Hold on. Does this show me? Wait. She? Mom? Hold on. Wait. No, it did. No, him, then show me see. Da, 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 da. That's all the same. Hmm. I should at least pretend to sing to myself or walk restlessly through the streets. I just shake my head to think of a go movie. Maybe that's enough. Oh. Wait. Okay, right here. If anything were to happen to her, I would never forgive myself. I climb back into my window, trying not to make a sound. Time to get my laughs on. Sounds like a plan. The movie, it's hilarious. Within minutes, I forgot about my petulant father and his drunken rampages. In the back of my mind, where I can see his point, it's my last year of high school. If I screw up now, it can ruin the rest of my life. But that's my mistake to make, not his. Mom seems to get it. She keeps telling me to keep my mind on straight, remember what's important. I know they're both right. I don't want to fight with them, but it's a stressful time. I try to be good, and I don't drink or party like some of my friends, even though there's not much else to do out here. A lot of people seem to fall into that trap. They get bored, so they start drinking, and because they spend all their money on booze, they can't afford to get out of here. It's a vicious cycle. As it Al gets it? Who's Al? She's a bit of a study freak, but she knows how to wind down as well. That's why I like her. I laugh at my backside after the movie, losing myself. It comes in, I roll the eyes. It's late. Night. Sleep does not come easily to me. I dream of the endlessly red desert capped with a pitch black sky. But then, from above, I feel a presence. A girl's face, younger than me, appears above me. Nat? Nat? Is that you? There's no answer. But I feel... Nat. I mean, we know Matt. Is that a purpose typo? Like a typo? Or is that on purpose? I don't know. But I feel an unbidden hand on my cheek. I can hear a gurgling swirl around me, and rivers are carved into the desert. Flashing colors light up the sky as the world is formed before my eyes. Rivers begin to flow around me, filling with their cooling water. Then rushing water sound grows in volume, and the light increases in intensity. But the girl doesn't leave me. The morning sun breaks through my window, rousing me before my alarm. I check my phone, noting that it's only 15 minutes before my alarm was due to sound anyway. To be robbed of those precious last... So, this creature assumably erased Matt from existence, and instead he went back, but there are several questions we have now. We have Al, and that. Interesting with the desert. I don't know what that symbolism means yet. Around me, carved into desert. I mean, it's carving into desert. Maybe that could symbolize it removing the sand from the desert and their grains of sand. Maybe. But she doesn't leave. Is the creature a girl, though? Maybe. I don't know. Alright, let's continue. That's interesting. It doesn't help that I can't put my finger on when I got to bed last night. I remember tossing and turning in bed, complaining about not sleeping. But that's it. I guess my temper flared too high and messed with my sleeping patterns. I know that I must have gone to sleep at some point, but part of me doesn't believe it. I'm just as tired as when I crawled out into bed. Such is the life of a high school boy, I guess. After trying to force my eyes shut for 5 minutes, I realized the futility of it all, and dragged my sorry arse out of bed. The house is silent. I must have been the first up. Mom is likely passed out. She's been working long shifts recently. Dad. His car's in the driveway, so he's here, but I honestly don't care right now. He had no right to act the way he did last night. It's interesting. Dad memories, everything's the same. It's just the part when we went over to Matt's house that's completely different. Alcohol is no excuse to lose your mind in that kind of way. In any case, I can't hear him around. Maybe he's still hungover and sleeping it off. I pull on a uniform and head to the kitchen to fix myself some breakfast. To my surprise, Natalia is already quietly eating a bowl of cereal. Oh, Nat. That was probably an abbreviation for Natalia instead of Matt, I think. Oh, morning, Doug. Did I wake you? Nah, you can blame the sun for that. I see a flicker of relief rush across her. Oh, good. I didn't want to disturb anyone after... You know, I guess everyone is walking on eggshells this morning. It's okay. So you thought you'd get out of here early? Yeah, you could say that. Although, I would think that you're the one that would want to sneak out. It's barely 7. Dad won't be up till past. If you leave now, you'll miss him. The thought had crossed my mind. It seemed it might be a lot easier to avoid Dad today. I'll think about it. I pour myself a bowl of cereal and sit opposite my sister. I glance at my own uniform, clean but crumpled. It's a far cry from the neat perfection of Natalia's. I guess we have different priorities. No one cares about the guy clothes like... No one cares what a guy's clothes look like. But girls seem to pay attention to different things. We eat in silence, careful not to rouse the monster that ruined last night. Mm, that's more than just his dad. Look, it's not my place to tell you how to live your life. And Dad clearly was in the wrong. But... But you don't need to provoke him. Especially when he's drunk. I feel a knot in my chest. She's probably right. But pride won't let me admit that. Always was Dad's favorite. She doesn't know how hard he is on me. I swallow hard to keep my stomach in check before answering. Don't provoke him. He just never listens to me. I was only trying to explain myself. That's exactly the point. You always have to win, even when it's impossible. Do you think that he's ever going to listen to you when he's like that? You're better off keeping your mouth shut. Then maybe we can be a family again. I opened my mouth to reply, but I paused for a second. Replays of last night run through my mind as I processed what she said. Dad came home and accused me of wasting time on the computer. I turned off the computer before he could check it. He lost his mind and started trying to take the computer apart. I told him that I had an assignment due tomorrow. Natalia tried to intervene, but upon seeing the maelstrom, retreated into a room. Now that did not happen. Mom refused to be drawn into the conflict. Her long shift had ended and she needed to wind down. So it was Dad and I yelling insults at each other until he stepped out of my room. I spotted my chance and barricaded my door. Unless we saw abbreviated version. That's different. Mom was finally moved to act when he went for an axe to break into my room. Oh God. But by that point, I've already slipped through the window. Through the window? No, you slipped through the front. No, this is very different. She laid into him before heading out to get some sleep. If this weren't a regular occurrence, I'm sure our neighbors would have called the police at that point. I imagine they're used to these escalating exchanges. It's the same pattern every night. But I'm glad I can count on my sister. She's practically my best friend. I don't know what to do if she weren't around. But what am I supposed to do? Roll over and let him ruin my life? I'm 17, nearly 18. By the time next year, I'll be in the university. But if he treats me like I'm some 5-year-old that needs to be told how to do everything, just because he's bigger than me doesn't make it right. It's infuriating. My hands start to tremble as the memories from last night tumble around my mind. But you do act like a child sometimes. What did you end up doing last night after he quieted down? Did you study? She knows me too well. I tried to avoid her piercing gaze, but it was impossible. Her voice is a calming influence on me, helping me see through the fog that lingers in my mind. For some time now, she's been able to tell exactly when I was lying. Nah, I watched Hot Rod in my room. I tried to force myself to sleep. Maybe you do need someone to look out for you. I've always been close to my sister. Something about her just makes me want to look after her. She's like an innocent version of myself that I need to protect from a big, bad world. But recently, I felt as if the tables have turned, and she started looking out for me more than I have for her. She's certainly more level-headed than I am, and she's able to make friends easily, something that always has vexed me. I've never really had any friends, at least none that I would rely upon. Maybe that is why she's a little more stable than myself. She always seems to have someone to talk to. Yet, I feel something tugging in the back of my mind, a dream, half dreamed. I shake off the feeling and shovel the remaining cereal into my mouth. But I do have someone looking out for me. That's your job, right? What are you saying? You're supposed to be the big brother here. Relax, I'm pulling your leg. It'll be fine. Only a couple more months and I'm out of here. You can come visit me if you like. What, to a uni dorm? No thanks. I've seen your room. I can't imagine what it would look like if Mom didn't force you to clean up. Don't tell me you're afraid of some dirty clothes. If that was all I had to worry about finding in your room, then I'd be okay with it. I want to reply, but I realize that I've backed myself into a corner. I either incriminate myself or disgust my sister, or more than likely both. But the joshing has changed my mood a little. After being berated all night, it's good to chat freely with a friend. Are you alright? Huh? Oh, nothing. It seemed like you were coughing or something? My body is convulsing. I didn't realize it. Like I'm trying to heave up some unknown poison from my gut. Just some guess, I guess. I didn't even register my body moving. Do you want me to get Mom and look at you? I can wake her. Nah, she'll panic like she always does. I'll go for a walk and I'll be alright. Good idea. Best to leave before the dragon wakes. I wave back at my sister as I walk out of the room. I know that she's trying to make light of the situation, but it's not a great place for any of us right now. Dad can't seem to leave work at work. He's always stressed that by the time he walks in the door. Even when he's not drunk, it's like he's sitting on a keg of gunpowder. Mom has given up helping. She sees enough death and destruction at work. She tries to drown our fights where she can. So Nat and I have banded together to protect one another. At least I'd like to believe that. I know that I have a share of the blame when it comes to the fights in the house. Can't stop myself. I know that I should shut up and let him blow off steam, but I can't. Fighting back seems to be a part of my nature. I simply can't let him believe he's right when he's clearly in the wrong. But it's not fair on Nat. Maybe I should pay more attention to her. I stare at my feet as I shuffle along the road, as if on autopilot. I have walked to school 1,000 times. My body knows where it's going. Instead, I put my mind deciphering last night's events. What could I have said differently? What could I have told myself to prevent my reacting? A mental fuse that I could blow before flying off the handle. It's pointless. No matter how many times I look through the last night's events, I can't see myself reacting differently. A sucker for a fight. I guess people don't change. If you put the same person in the same situation 100 times, you'll get the same result 100 times over. It's far too early to show up at school, but I could go to the cafe somewhere and crack a textbook there, I guess. Something prompts me to look up, and I realize I'm lost. I'm standing in front of an unfamiliar house, two-story townhouse that seemed to be an exact copy of the other houses on its street. I've never seen it before, but I can't ignore a tingle of deja vu coursing down my spine. I'm drawn to this house somehow, but I don't know why. I look down at my hand and see it's shaking, just like it was at breakfast. Looking at the house makes me feel like I want to vomit, so I turn back in my head, turn back to it, and head towards school. I barely make it 10 steps before I feel an eruption in my gut charging from my mouth. I have no chance to stop it, and they aim the stream of black bile into a nearby gutter. The mass of vomit seemed to crawl with concrete like some animal seeking shelter of a nearby drain. I turn my back towards the house I've just left. It appears hazy in my vision, out of focus, like when you're trying to take a photo without enough light. Blurred. M- Max? Max? Why, have I heard that name before? It. Oh, that was. Huh. Interesting. And more importantly, why am I saying it? I need a drink of water. The spring heat is starting to get to me. I'm overtired and dehydrated. I close my eyes and take some deep breaths, charging my lungs with oxygen before pushing on back towards the school. The unexpected detour has cost me some time, and as I approach the school, I start to see other students minder in the same direction. I pay them no mind. Regardless of opening hours, I needed coffee and a water to soothe my dried throat. A latte and a cold bottle of water. I've blown most of the money I am carrying for lunch, but I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. I take alternating sips of the hot drink and cold water. I'm not sure why, but helps wash the taste of vomit. Max. Who's who's Max? I'm perplexed by this figment of memory. It's a little more than a name, but there is some connection to it. I close my eyes and try to sort out my thoughts. As the liquids mix in my stomach, I can start to feel something deep within me. Some kind of imbalance in the universe. Like I'm missing some piece of me. I try to breathe in deeply, but it feels like I can't fill my lungs. I overextend myself, trying to get the air into each branch of my chest, but it's no use. I'm not exhausted, yet I feel short of breath, like I'm drowning in thick air. A memory is desperately clinging to the back of my mind. I try to shake it off, but I can't. Eye closed, I reach for my coffee. Crap. Reflexes kick in, and I shake the hot liquid off my hand. Of my eyes, I see spilled coffee spread out like a brown wave across the table, drenching everything in its path. Crap! I A levee of napkins is quickly created to contain the disaster. Somehow I have emerged unscathed beside some slightly soiled hands. I sweep up as much of the coffee as I can to a mountain of soaked tissue before heading to the bathroom to wash my hands. The sink in the bathroom is already sickening. Did they clean it last night? Or have the years of grease from fast food atmosphere simply made this place uninhabitable? Never mind. I turn the faucet and place my hands in the water. Electricity arcs between my hands as I try to make contact with the stream, causing me to trip over. What the? Again, I feel the urge to vomit. I barely drag myself to the filthy toilet before I lose control and discharge the coffee mix into the bowl. I feel terror in my reality. An unfamiliar face calls to me. Max? The figment loses itself in the swirl of the toilet, beyond the reach of my senses. My stomach pinches again. The memories of sitting at home last night shudder and fade, like a bad recording on a security camera. What the heck was that? So much for keeping myself clean. Gray-brown stains are smeared across the knees of my school pants, and flecks of black vomit litter my shirt. But there's no time to change. I need to get to school, clear my head, get over whatever fever dream I'm having. Part of me wants to go home and crawl into bed, but I'll never hear the end of it if I do. The water is still pouring from the faucet into the sink. I want to splash my face, but the shock from the first time scares me. I shut off the tap and carefully left the bathroom. Guiltily, I eye off the disaster zone of the coffee flood before bolting off the door of the cafe to the schoolyard. Someone will clean it up, I'm sure. I mean, that's their job, right? Maybe it will be practice for them before they attempt to clean the bathroom. The familiarity of the playground settles in my mind and stomach. Groups are huddled in their spots. Sporty kids are kicking a ball around the oval. The nerds are playing some game of chess under the shade of a tree. My friends are sitting around, joking, and already eating their lunch. Sup? The group nods roughly at me, paying no heed to my appearance before returning to their conversations about girls and cars. Both things that none of them have really real experience with, but that doesn't prevent them from posing as experts in their fields. I must have eaten something funky last night. That's the only explanation. Kinda. You had a fistful of water dragon demon spirit water. Maybe this is some kind of drug trip? Did one of those guys slip me something without me noticing? Before I can ask, the bell rings and we shuffle towards roll call. The schoolyard banter continues, drawing disgusted stares from some of the girls in the closet, but we don't seem to mind. However, as the teacher strides and we all settle down. Teacher voice, huh? Alright, quiet up. Roll call time. Daisy? Daryl? Doug? Edgar? Edith? Graham? Uh, Rebecca? Huh? Please, quiet, please, Doug. You've had your turn. No, what did you say? Becca? The walls of the classroom flex in towards me, and I again feel as if I can't breathe. I'm underwater, unable to fill my lungs. I need to escape. Doug, are you okay? I'm fine. Oh. I can see the classroom spinning fan pull the air along with it, slowly dissolving the ceiling and pulling off into an off-white swirl above me. Edgar, can you help Doug get to the nurse's office? Windows melt into a hot sun that is beating down from above me. Its light is its light dancing as it refracts through the liquid ceiling. It's fine. I've gotta get Max. Who's Max? Edgar. Please help him lie down. A vague figure approaches me and places a hand on my shoulder. Fire burns in my inside and recoil from his touch. Don't touch me! There I leap back, tripping over my desk. Need to find Max. Now! Edith! Please get the nurse, now! I feel a presence slip past me, but it's hard to see through the thick air. It reminds me of something buried deep in my mind, repressed memory. Fangs and rushing water tear at the edges of my mind, forever out of reach. But at the end of my conscience, I can sense a malevolent presence. I need to get out of this place. Its reality is falling down around me. The door's shape beckons me, and I swim through the fluid space towards it. Beyond it, I could see the school's hallway, shimmering as if I was looking down a soapy bubble. I'm not going to let you eat me. My voice echoes around the classroom, shifting in pitch as it bounces off the wall and lifts this bubble. With much effort, I reach the door and tear myself through its membrane and into the clear air beyond. My memory returns. Behind me, reality snaps back into place, and I see 24 scared faces staring at me. But there's no such time to explain this to them. How would they understand anyway? There's a monster on the loose, and there's a chance that Max is still out there, somewhere. I could feel his presence calling to me. The school nurse rounds the corner of the hallway, a concerned look on his face. Actually, hold on. I'm curious. I don't know how far back we can see, but do we see, oh wait, hold on. Where, there was a Max here when it got crazy. Whoa! Oh, we missed quite a lot. Yeah, you should say that. Could you study? Uh, hold on. I'm trying to see where it changed at exactly. Right here. Max. Why? Have I heard that name before? How could you forget me? And more importantly, why am I saying it? We're best friends, man. I need a drink of water. The spring heat is starting to get to me. I'm overtired and dehydrated. I close my eyes. Hey. Oh, my bad. This is all his internal. We're best friends, man. This is him again. Crap. What the? Suck. It actually doesn't show when the teacher glitched out. Oh, right. Whoa. Max, are you? Get me out of here! What? Interesting. So I don't think it necessarily removed Max out of full existence, but mm, reality warping, as they've said, where it trapped Max in an alternate dimension, perhaps? I'm not sure. Or is that our figment representation of him? The school nurse rounds the corner of the hallway, a concerned look on his face. My feet start to move automatically, carrying me away from the nurse and deeper into the school. Doug, it's okay. Let me help you. Oh, his. Well, I'll get that next time. His footsteps speed up as he tries to keep pace, but I know I'm younger and faster. I break into a sprint, running down the hallway. I misjudge my speed and crash into a classroom door as I round a corner. The class beyond stares at me through the windows, and a worried face jumps out at me. It's Nat, horrified to see the commotion that her brother's causing. She jumps up and runs to the door before I can gather myself and run off. Doug, are you okay? What's going on? It's Max. He's gone. A monster has him, and he's trying to save him. Doug, what are you talking about? I think you need to lie down. I slap my sister's reassuring hand. If I don't get out of here soon, I'll be trapped here forever. Escape my own is my only option, even if that means taking Nat off. Sorry, but this has to be done. The whole town is in danger. Behind me, the nurse has finally caught up. I love you, sis. My legs pump as I run through Natalie's classroom and leap from an open window and out into the playground. The nurse peers his head out the ground floor window. It's not too far gone from the ground, but too high for him to jump. I turn my back on the school building and sprint through the grassy playground onto the street beyond. Intersecting memories overlap in my mind, but I can now clearly see Max's house in my mind. My body must have been taking me there this morning to check on him. If only I weren't so stupid to realize what was going on. It feels like I've been drugged and my memories replaced. But it's more powerful than that. Like Max was some creation of my mind I just forgot about. Interesting. A childhood memory that was forgotten, only to come rushing back with total clarity due to some random stimulus. Like remembering a summer trip if you smell a certain joke or scent, or a joke if you were told over ice cream. I can't be sure that it's real, but the only way for me to know for sure is to confront Max or the monster and find out. Max's house stands as it always has. The two-story town house in a nice area. The front garden with its perfectly maintained lawn and the immaculate white paint, the fox marble entranceway, and the car. I've had to learn to deal with the difference in our lifestyles, but I think part of me secretly hated him for it. I take a step towards the front door, but something stops me. Even though I was here less than 12 hours ago, something is different. The car in the driveway is an old but well-maintained Toyota. I could have sworn his dad had a BMW. Something's amiss in the curtains as well. Weren't they beige, not brown? I'm still shook up. There's something wrong with this reality. Or maybe he's all some kind of trip? I bet Max will be inside, laughing his arse off and dying to reveal what he slipped me last night. Drugs are easy enough to get through and at any school, and Max has the money and gall to put a stunt like that. He told me countless times before that I'm too much of a straight arrow and need to lighten up. One of these days I'll break you out of the One of these days I'll break you out of that Boy Scout shell. It's my personal mission. That's what he used to say. Maybe he decided to get a little heavier handed with his methods. If that's what happened, I'm going to wring his neck. Then again, after the last 12 hours, I think I'd prefer a bad acid trip to warping through realities, or seeing that giant snake dream again. I walk across the soft grass and press the doorbell. I feel delightfully solid. I can faintly hear the ring inside. The noise is somehow calming. Drug theory is making more and more sense. So I'm not going crazy after all. Coming! Alright, so due to time, I say we are going to save here. I know we didn't get that far yet, but so far we've learned that there's a giant water snake that has eaten one of our friends, perhaps erased them from reality, perhaps created an alternate reality and trapped them. It's hard to say. We understand our memories have been warped, and maybe because we attacked the snake, we were present during its ritual. that we still have memories from the past ish. Unlike everyone else who got completely wiped, we're sluggish and uncertain. Maybe because we slipped through the side of the snake and we weren't supposed to do that. But you know what? That's it for today. This is chapter one, part one. I'm not sure how long the chapter will be, but next time I hope to see you. I hope you've enjoyed today so far, and that'll do it.